Good morning. I hear a ding. Where am I hearing a ding at? I heard a ding. It dinged. Something dinged. It was in my ear, so it had to have come from the computer. Hold on. Good morning. How are you doing? I don't know what that is. I'm just trying to figure out why I heard a ding. Is it important enough to... I have no idea why I heard a ding. How are you doing this morning? That's good to see you. I really appreciate you coming by. To the Wise One channel, for I am your Lady Caren. Yes. And we have tarot this morning, as we do every morning. Um, the reason why it's not on Patreon right now is, or only through Patreon right now, is because I had to make sure. I knew there was a 24 hours when you start it, but I did not know there was a 24-hour review when you make changes to your tiers and stuff. So it's a $2 tier for the weekends, starting tomorrow, because there's no reason for it not to be approved. I should have done it like a week ago. I haven't sold anything yet. I think there was a bot asking me for a code and other people's phone numbers. I'm like, no. No, and no. They're like, my code's not working through this phone number. What code? Shouldn't be a code. So that's one of the things that I was having trouble with. Trying to sell stuff. All right, so do you have a question for tarot this morning? For the tarot cards? No? That's okay. I'll do the random one. Good morning. I have another participant. Welcome to the Wise One channel. I am Lady Caren, and I am your host. And we are doing tarot cards. If you'd like to ask a question for a free tarot card, one card tarot card reading, otherwise I just do a random card. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I'm just going to keep shuffling. I should probably make this look like it was not done in the basement. No questions? Okay. I'll just shuffle a couple more times, and then I'll cut the deck, and we'll draw our card. Let's shuffle. Who doesn't love that sound of shuffling? Okay. We have Queen of Cups, Intuition. Reversed. That glare. Oh, that glare. Okay. Yeah, this tarot deck was made by Anna Franklin and illustrated by Paul Mason. tired. At 7 o'clock, I should be awake. They say that it takes 2 hours to wake up for the regular human to wake up. I don't know why. Then you have your morning people, which just are, yeah, they're not like that. The Four of Cups, Seven of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. Isn't she pretty? All right, reversed meaning. Okay, today my glasses are the backup glasses. So one, they don't stay like on my face, and two, they've got a lovely scratch. So it's interesting trying to read with a lovely scratch across. Yeah. The Queen of Cups reversed is telling you that you are out of touch with your feelings. Perhaps you're trying to block them off to prevent being hurt. Could I? Could I be doing that? Yay! Thank you for the like. I get really excited about the like. Um, this is not a happy or healthy state of affairs and will cause you to psychologically damage in the long run. Everyone hurts sometimes. This is part of the human condition, and no one is immune. Learning to deal with it is part of the process of becoming a complete and balanced person. Conversely, perhaps you are overwhelmed by your emotions and making yourself ill with worry and anxiety. I can consider that. I don't know if it's true for you guys, but I can consider that. If this does not apply, the Queen of Cups reverse may be warning you about an unreliable woman who cannot be trusted or depended on. Her opinions change swiftly and without logic or just reason. One minute she might seem to be your best friend, and the next your worst enemy. She is emotionally unstable, overwhelmed by her feelings, and inclined to hysteria. She probably tried to involve you in her large imagined problem, but sympathy and encouragement in this area are the last things she needs. I don't know. What do you guys think? So they're contemplating, I really don't have an answer for it. I mean, I sat there for a while to think about that one, and I don't have an answer for it. I mean, nope, no answer. Ah, it's Saturday. It's supposed to be a break from the work week, and I've got a whole work week ahead this weekend. Uh, so now that we've had our moment to contemplate and we've had our time to sit there and consider things, honestly, how we have to really get things done this weekend. And we have to consider I believe, you know, if my subconscious were to tell me anything, it would be about centering myself for the calm, to gain that calm aspect, to not get upset, to not be the freak out person. I mean, my first thought is how do you help somebody who tends to freak out in their imaginary world? Because freaking out doesn't help them. I mean, what would help them and you and or when a guy does it, do we not say that they're unreasonable or anything like that? Do we treat them different if a guy did it or somebody else that's, if they did the same thing, would we treat it like they're not hysterical? Or if a kid did it, would we put it off as, oh, that's just something little kids do? I mean, how do we treat somebody who's hysterical? I mean, why would they get hysterical in the first place? If you think about this, people don't normally do or act or behave a certain way without a reason or a condition or something. I mean, if motives weren't so important, they probably wouldn't hold up in court. My sleeves are all stretched out. Feels weird. So, how do we center ourselves so that no matter what the storm brings, because there's lots of uneasy things that we have to deal with, new things that we have to deal with in our lives, in our daily lives, and we want to bring a sense of peace to ourselves. Even if drama makes some people feel alive, I mean, they probably have nothing else going on in their life except for drama. Pretty soon that drama wears itself thin. But the events and the occurrences and the experience that they're going through doesn't change even if they're less dramatic about it. So, I mean, is it easier for somebody to deal with an imaginary situation than it is to deal with one that's realistic? Do they just not have the skill sets, the way to handle stuff? Are they just disabled because they don't have the tools necessary to handle the situation? I know to breathe. In through the nose. Slowly out through the mouth. Breathe in through the belly. Or breathe into the belly. Yes, because the belly can breathe in and out. Now. Hold yourself tall. Allow yourself to grow tall. And let out that tension. Nice and slow. Understand that no matter what it is, it's going to be what it is. The actual power lies on how you really want to handle it. You actually have a choice. And a lot of people feel like they don't have a choice and they move towards things that look stark hysterical, that looks powerless. If some kids are empowered versus other kids that are not, you could see the difference. You could see the difference in the behavior. You could see the difference in applying the same thing that they do with what they don't do. If you say that you can't do this, you can't do that, and you are not allowed anything, how they behave, how we've been conditioned so, and how we condition others. It becomes more and more clear that we need to find this in ourselves. Otherwise, what's the point of being happy? What's the point of pursuing it? Being that calm is very empowering. And just continue to be that calm. Focus on being calm. Allow a consistent calm. And no matter what, you're just going to be calm about it. Pretty soon it grows to be people expect and what people desire, what people, yourself included. And then you really do get a sense of it's going to be okay. That you got this. And that you can make the decision. And you can live with the consequences of that decision. And you're going to be calm. And it's real. That's where the true power lies. Because we react. All humans react. Unless conditioned otherwise. I mean, really conditioned otherwise. That the person who's calm is the person who's in this realm of thought of control. Control's an illusion, no matter what. But the confidence that they have, that even if things go wrong, hey, hi Aurora, cool, calm, and collected, Caren. Yes, I love that. Hey, yay, I can read. Thank you for the comment. Yes, cool, calm, and collected. Yeah, it's that confidence that we all look for. It's that confidence that even if things go wrong, that they know how to find or they know what to do with the consequences of their decisions, or they know how to find a way to handle it, and that it really is going to be okay. I've missed you. How have you been? I miss talking to you. Uh, but I hope you're doing good, doing cool, calm, and collected. So I have no idea what that sticker or emoji is. Too bad that they don't make it. Can I make it bigger? I made it bigger. Oh, the breathing in and out. Oh, that is a cool little emoji or icon or sticker or whatever. That is cool. That is very cool. Yay. Yeah, that is the biggest thing that I'm going through is not freaking out. Uh, yeah, seeking out that nice calm, seeking out that center, really an approach while I do stuff. I've been kind of like distracted last couple of days and being calm and centered. Yeah. Uh, so I had a list and then I wrote a phone number on the other side of that list and the list disappeared. I had today's list of what we were going to do today. So since I don't have it, and I don't know what it is, we will make a new one. See, everything is okay. All right. I have something on here. Oh, I have all my 101 things that I'm focused or not focused on, that I'm interested in. So bringing that self-centered. That came out like brings. I'm not a self-centered person. Being centered in self. Yes. Yes. Being centered in self is the difference in success. So I like to write. Need to sell items, do arts and crafts, all in witchcraft. And there's some other hobbies. Well, I can't really afford my time and my attention cannot afford this. So right now I'm focused on selling items to raise money. Um, Liquidating things. Yeah, liquidating. I don't want my Legos. I'm just looking right now at my big Chota Legos. I hardly get a chance to play with them. Hardly take chances to play with them either. Um, I just got the book. Um, I have no room for my Legos. The only way I can keep my Legos is if I build, a portion of an RV out of it or something, put it in the RV, build in the RV, build a whole new room or something. I like my Legos and my tents to build things. I don't get to kinetically do things with my hands, and it's strange because it's not a familiar feeling. So I recognize that I get a feeling, but it's a haunting in the back of the head kind of feeling. It's far off. When I do things with my hands, the connections that it builds. Because, like, when you're all happy and you're building connections with something, say, like singing or with dancing or with visuals, drawing, coloring, writing, um, and you build those and you're if you're familiar with the connections that it brings in your life, then those kind of things are prominent and you go for it. Like how you traditionally try to memorize a phone number, you read one, or how I was taught, read the phone number and then say the phone number or see the phone number and dial and say it back to somebody and memorize it or something. But honestly, the muscle memory of like, oh, I want to call so and so. So I don't look. I just, I don't even think about where each number is located. I just dial it and it's like, they pick up. I'm like, so and so. And they're like, hey, yeah, it's me, so and so. It's rather an odd, unfamiliar feeling, the kinetics. And I want to get in touch with it so it becomes something familiar, and building and working with. I have lots of games that I want to do with Legos, like with the kids. I thought about like a project with the kids a while ago, um, where one person comes up with an idea and designs it, um, with the Lego building, comes up with the idea about building Legos, something to build with the Legos. And then another person, depending on how many people you have to play with, um, another person uh, explains the design, or they explain the design to the person who makes it. Somebody puts it together. So it was somebody who comes up with the design and describes this design, or describes how to make it and gives instructions. And then there's a person building it. And then if you have another person, that person tests the product. That person plays with the Lego and goes and see how it actually works. Um, or gives it a review. And then you guys could switch positions. And it's a very fun activity that I want to try, and it came out differently, but that's the joy of it. It came out differently. Uh, yeah. So kinetics, the touch of things, the moving, the feel, the working with my hands, the crocheting, things like that. It's very fun. Or you try to build as many things as you can instead of just looking at the instruction booklet and just coming up with, oh, this is how you built this. And my second grader started doing that with another set of Legos. And yeah, I'm like, I'm excited. I like to, personally, I like to sort out by color all the Legos. Um, I like to, when giving instructions, I'll talk about the piece. A half piece would be the height, um, the 6 long, like how many pieces long it is, 2 wide, 6 long piece, or 1 wide, 6 long. Um, giving the dimensions. Each little dot is a unit of 1. Um, and then like a regular, because I find more items with the thicker pieces than the thin pieces. So I call the thicker piece a 1 piece, and the thinner one's a half piece, because of how common the thicker ones are. That's my measurements. Those are the ways that I dissect the Legos. And it gives me, where I can clearly, concisely give directions. That's a very important thing when learning how to do something, or how to, like for me, I follow people's instructions, but there's so many varieties and variations and factors on things of interpretation that me following directions doesn't always turn out. Uh, some people, they're so used to people taking directions, that they kind of just figure it out, and they kind of just go with it, and they kind of just do it. And I, on the other hand, am in that other category. Those directions can be interpreted this way or that way. Um, so, but intuitively, if I follow my intuition, and where I don't know where it's going, but I do know what I'm trying to do or something, it turns out way better. Just following the intuition is easier sometimes. Winging it. It doesn't always turn out. Like I had a brownie that did turn out. I tried to add pumpkin to brownie. But the more you learn about science, the more you learn how that does or doesn't work. And now those who were there when I made the brownie behave as if all my cooking turns out like that. I'm like, no, you can have bad experiments and still have good cooking. Yes, and my driving is dictated by, like, the fact that I drive like a maniac. I'm like, I drove once like a maniac, and they had to follow. And then from then on, that's how I'm deemed that I'm never going to drive differently than that. We do. When we judge or don't judge others, how we treat other people, um, we have to be aware that they're going to grow or they may not grow. More likely they're going to grow because they continuously, we don't stop having experiences, so we continue to grow. To treat somebody like they're always going to crawl and never walk because they crawled this one time their whole life would be inaccurate. Caren crashes cars. I wish I crashed cars more, more often and got paid for it in a derby or something. No, I didn't crash that particular car at that instant, and nobody else crashed. It's just somebody floored it, and I had no way to follow them. I had no idea where they were going, so I was going to lose them. I had to drive like they were driving. But yeah, that's funny if I were to crash cars, I wish. You crash cars in derbies and get paid for it. But no. Do they get paid in derbies? I don't know. I've never actually been to a derby. Huh. I'll have to learn more about derbies. And crashing cars, no. Did you? Oh my gosh, that horrific car crash in Texas. You don't know either? Yeah, that's been all over the news. The car crash in Texas. Oh, it's sad. Yeah, I've never been to a derby either, so I don't know either. Um, I should take my son sometime. He loves cars, anything and everything, transportation. He loves transportation. He would love a derby, probably a monster truck rally. That would be epic. But yeah, the fort, which one? You said, yeah, sad stuff. Fort Worth one? Yeah, I should read more than just the headlines. I can look it up. Yeah, it's been all over the news. It's probably the Fort Worth one. If it weren't for the internet, I wouldn't have phone right now. Oh, rain. Weather. Okay. Why is it? Okay. Searching Google. Like more than Apollo landing. Oh, that's cool. All right. Texas. We'll put down Texas. Oh, Texas pile up. Somebody searched that. Yep, Fort Worth, Texas. Man tried to save trapped driver as cars crashed in deadly 135 pileup. Oh, yeah, that is sad. 5 victims identified in deadly Fort Worth pileup as lawmakers seek to investigate whether roads were treated. Yeah, 6 dead. And the 130. Oh, that sounds accurate. What is this by dailysnews.com? Weather. Okay, which one's 2 days ago? 9 hours ago. Okay, so this is probably the one more new. At least 6 dead in a 133 car pileup in Fort Worth after freezing rain coats road. Lawmakers said they were troubled by reports The interstate hadn't been treated before the crash, which led to 65 people being treated in the area hospitals. 6 people died, and dozens were taken to the hospital after accident involves more than 100 vehicles on the Fort Worth interstate. Thursday, a pileup that was the most staggering of the crashes that dotted the ice-slicked roads across Dallas-Fort Worth. Whew. Yeah, that is off of Daily Morning News, the Daily Morning News.com. Daily News. It says dailynews.com. Daily Morning News. It's got like, oh, yeah, thoughts and prayers and to the victims and the people in that accident. I hope everybody else is okay and that, yes, our thoughts and prayers are with them. That is something that if we can avoid ever doing again, that is no joke. Oh, yeah. I wonder if there's something we can do for them. See if there's an organization. Because it does feel helpless reading about it in the news. About people. Fort Worth. So many tragedies every day, all day long. Rescue mode, off duty. Did anyone die? Killed? Six fatalities. Imagine, okay, when I was in a vehicle, last time I was sitting there driving vehicles and stuff, I considered, you know, it's a high risk to that so much is tied up into a vehicle that if the vehicle crashes, what it does, you know, if you have a bit of money or if you're in a higher tax bracket and your car crashes, you just get a new one. Or you sit there and you rent a car higher up. You rent a car while your car is being fixed, or you rent a car while you're buying a car or something like that. Or you're just leasing. Some of us in the poor, if I were to get an RV and I were getting a crash, that's my whole house. So I'm wondering, and the car, in a truck, if somebody gets in an accident in a truck driver, a semi truck driver, that's their whole career accident if they're, and then there's the people that died. So it's 135. So not all of those people can just go get another car. Some of these people are having to deal with somebody who died. Barely got out. Someone, I witnessed somebody die in front of me where I barely got out. Oh. So it doesn't look like anybody set up any organization. We gotta figure out a way that would help people out. We figure out what kind of help they need. Or Betsy Price, Fort Worth, Fire Chief Jim Davis, and Fort Worth Police Chief Neil Yokes held a news conference at 4:30 p.m. with the latest updates. No updates were given about how the stretch of road on the Interstate 35 West was treated prior to the crash. What do? Less than 20 remain hospitalized as of Thursday. Today is Saturday. So think Savatsky said thankfully there were no involved in the crash. That's beating the odds. However, many of the patients treated were healthcare workers themselves, and some were on their way to their jobs at the hospital. Yeah, wow. We did see a large number of people that were victims of this accident that were in scrubs that the hospital IDs on, that had their hospital IDs on. Oh, it's always. Imagine just driving to get food or visit a friend only to be in that pile up and perish. Life is bizarre. Life is precious. This is very, very, very true, Aurora. And like you really get a sense of that, what you're saying, how precious life is. I mean, think of the daily things that we do in and out any given moment. You know. Yeah. We can probably do a spell tomorrow, and we will look at ways of, I don't know, raising money or something to help get back onto the things that they need in their everyday lives. Whew. Somebody twittered. My heart is okay. Somebody Betsy Price, the mayor. Uh, my heart breaks for our community as we come to learn about the extent of the losses we experienced from today's accident. Our community is pouring out support, and I know that so many of you are asking for a way to help. Oh, okay. That's what we need. This one. That's one of two tweets. So what's the next tweet? Okay. And it won't let me make it big. All right. Right now, what Fort Worth needs is your prayers. We can definitely do a spell tomorrow for the families, the injured, and the first responders. we will share updates in the coming days with any additional ways of support those in need during the difficult time. There we go. Needs an efficient transportation division that takes care of the roads more than prayers are at the moment to get it together. Replies. That's JS's reply to the prayers. Well, first they have to assess exactly what it was. They can't make a mountain out of a molehill. If it's somebody was sick that one day and that was just the one person that had to take out the stuff and they didn't have somebody to fill a person that treats the roads, you're a good person. Ah, you are a sweetheart, Aurora. Wow. The fact that you want to tell somebody that they're a good person really shows how much you love. I really don't believe in good or bad. Just the practice of doing good things. It's a practice. Not everybody's born with it, and we have to learn how to do it. So the more we do, the more we're going to want to do. So to do good things. And you definitely do lots of good things, and it grows in you, and you're amazing. You really are. I love the fact it truly are an inspiration of why I, come back to YouTube. It really was the first time we sat there and we talked. Aurora's that you made it personal. You made it so that I know I'm not just staring at a camera, I'm staring at a person. And for you, I mean, like, thank you. I really appreciate you guys on here. I really appreciate my little small community of people that are wanting to make a difference in this world and wanting to do, So let's see. It's because of good people like you that inspire me to be good. Preliminary. More tweets. That's a whole bunch of tweets. I think this is Twitter. I think I'm on Twitter. But the X, will it all go away or okay, it'll go back to, and it went back to the whole thing and the whole search thing. So, so we will look up, we can do a spell tomorrow morning. That'll be on Patreon. And then, for the people. And then, we will keep looking for, see if the mayor knows. She's got to gather all that info, of what they need, of more, outreach to help out people. Because when it is empowering to be able to help other people. I mean, if I were in that situation, I'd want somebody to help me. I don't care if it came from wherever. I would want to be helped. So, yeah. Then victims. And then I keep, yeah. Yeah, we are all right. Do clear that off. Anything? No, nothing's vitally essential, so I can turn that off. Put that down. And talk to you guys. It's been 50 minutes. Honestly, I had so much fun talking to you, Aurora. I don't know where the time went. Spell tomorrow sounds good. Must clock into work now. Have fun at work. Love you guys. Have a fabulous Saturday, Karen. You too, Aurora. You too. Enjoy work. I hope it goes well for you. That's cool. Yeah, you guys are pretty cool. I like it. I like doing this in the morning. I try not to put so much stock, but it seems to be the consistent thing in my life is getting up morning for YouTube. I gotta figure out a way to make that continue because I'm like, this is not my device. I've done this so often on not my device. So tomorrow we're doing a spell and trying to figure out a game plan for our immediate future. Yeah. Yep. We need to figure out how much money we need for everyday life. Yeah. How much money we need to make, and then okay, I need to let you guys go. It's been 52 minutes. Okay, so one of the things we have to look at is how much money does it cost? How much is our cost of living? Because we're not going to be staying here. Where am I going to live? My dad's not keeping this place. It was my mom that paid for it. And the other thing is we need to focus on liquidating our stuff. Yep. Bring that calm on. We'll do it. We will definitely do it. There is no, no way there is no failure. I mean, no matter what we do, it's just we succeed at something else. So the question is, what do we succeed at? What do we go for? What do we do? How do we want to react? We're going to bring that calm. We're going to bring that center of the storm so that no matter what kind of storm blows through our life, we can be that center. We can be that calm. We can be that steady rock for the kids. We can be that passion and have it. I mean, the earth has this core, this molten lava, core just burning. And on the outside, the cool ocean exterior. I mean, it's not that you don't have passion, even when you're calm and people act like, oh, you don't care. You can care extremely deeply and still be calm on the outside as if it's not moving. I mean, the fact that we're just spinning so fast, rotating around the sun and on our axis, and yet you feel like you're standing still. It's amazing. I mean, Gaia is just so amazing. She's got so much to offer and most amazing things right outside your back door, in that survive the amounts of nature, no matter how much we put our concrete jungles down and how much we put all this house that how much nature thrives and moves through and what she's capable of. And when you work with her, how much how much you can grow. I mean, learning about the nature that's right outside your door and learning about, watching it from space, those space programs where they're like, yeah, we watched the planet Earth here, and here we're learning about, what happens from the water in this far off thing and how it reaches and how there's, the desert effects, how this part of the globe affects this part of the globe and so on, and how your little bits, you're not alone. You affect others as they affect you. And it's amazing. Um, it's amazing, like viewpoint and being calm and being a part of who you are, uh, being what you are, and just facing your adversity with a calm, centered sense of self really makes it so that others that you affect can move on. And that having that sense of I am, that sense of oneness, that sense of calm and collect, that's what we strive for. That would lead to a success. That'll make it so that succeeds. Never give up. We will get out of debt. We have to make it so that after we get out of debt, we have to make it so that it's self-sustaining, that people don't really experience debt. Debt is, having it so that other people shouldn't go poor, shouldn't go without. Poor shouldn't be a thing. We can't ignore it. It shouldn't be a thing. We can't treat it like it isn't a thing. But to go without clean water, to go without food, to go without shelter, to go without, there has to be a way that you can provide it for yourself. That we can all be self-sustaining. There has to be some sort of something that somebody can do, and it has to be a simple. The more simplistic it is, the more others can do it. More inclusive it is on how others can do it. That's the important part. And I really appreciate you guys joining me. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I probably couldn't do this YouTube without you. Literally, I couldn't do this YouTube without you. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys, and I'm glad you guys could join me. And we'll get there. We will definitely get there. One day at a time, one step at a time. Breathe in, breathe out. You got this. No matter what happens, you're going to be able to handle this. You'll gain these tools. But yeah, I love you guys. Love you guys. Bye.